Hey guys, it's Samantha and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel and don't know who I am a martial artist. I have been doing martial arts for over 14 years and I have been competing in martial arts for over 12 years. Now, as you probably saw from the title of this video, today I'm going to be trying to learn how to do double bow. Now, if you've seen my videos, you would know that I compete with single bow. That is the only weapon I have ever competed with. And that is also the primary thing that I train with my sport karate. But today I thought I would change it up and attempt to teach myself double bow and learn a combo with it. When I see people do double bow, it looks really difficult. And especially because I have small hands, I don't necessarily know how this is gonna go, but it's definitely gonna be a challenge. And it'll be a fun challenge, so I'm looking forward to this. And you guys will get to see the process of me attempting to learn double bow. So, wait, I'm gonna try to do like a cool transition with this here, hold up. So, let's get into it. All right, so I was scrolling on TikTok and I was looking for double bow combos. And I decided to save the first combo that popped up and learn that one. The creator's username that posted this video is Modern Ninja Official, so definitely go check him out. But this is the clip I found. Oh my. This combo looks really cool, but it looks kind of difficult. This could be really interesting. But it'll be a fun challenge. I'm excited, so let's try to learn this. All right, so for this combo, I'm gonna be breaking it down little bit by little bit, and that is because I have found that that is the easiest way for me to learn things like this. So with that being said, the first part of the combo is he starts by doing these like figure eight wrist roll things. Let's try it. So I believe he does a figure eight out to the side and just does a normal wrist roll like this. And then after he does that, he brings his other hand over to the side and does a wrist roll. I think they went different directions. Like this kind of. 1, 2, I don't know if that's right. 1, 2, maybe it is. And then he went back to the other side, so I would assume it's the same thing. Figure eight around. How does he make that flow though? Oh my goodness. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm doing this right. All right, so moving on to the next little part of this combo. He does some kind of toss, but then when he does it, he transitions his bow like hand to hand. I tried scrolling through it frame by frame to try to figure it out, and it looks kind of complicated. So let's try to figure it out. So to my understanding, after the second set of the wrist roll figure eight things, he then tosses the bow with his left hand and then passes his other bow behind his back from right to left hand and then catches the tossing bow with the right hand. It sounds as complicated as it probably is. So let's try it. From here, he tosses, transitions behind. Woo! Was that right? Okay, so he tosses, I think he tosses it this way. Toss, bring the bow behind. Toss, and was that right? Toss. Okay, that's actually not too bad. All right, so the next little part of it looks like this is where it could get really complicated. So, to my understanding, he swings his bows around into some kind of strike going to the left corner. Then he goes back and strikes to the right side. And then he does some kind of around the head transition to where he has an X with his arms. And then he somehow switches his grip. I'm still not exactly sure what one of those hands is supposed to be doing, but we're gonna try to figure it out. All right, so after the toss, he brings his arms above his head and then he spins into some kind of side strike going this way. Then I'm pretty sure from here, he just brings his bows across, and I'm pretty sure from here, he brings his left arm around his head to his shoulder, and then he somehow ends up with an X formation just like this. And then that's where the grip switch happens. Let's try this again. So after the catch, he goes around the head, spins into a strike, and then he goes back across this way. Left arm goes up and over to this point, and X. I believe the bow in the left hand is on top. Now from here, he switches his grip. So I think he almost like tosses the bows up in the air and switches it. Hold up. Here, toss, and I don't think that was right. Here, toss, switch, like this. I gotta rewatch the video. Okay, so I was right. The left hand does go on top and then he switches his grip like so. That's kind of cool. All right, so let's try it all together from the catch, around the head, strike, strike back this way, around, X, switch, catch. Let me know in the comments if you think this looks right or if I'm doing it completely wrong. All right, so moving on from this part here, it looks like he does a figure 8 spin going towards the left. So I think he's doing something like this, which would explain why the grip is here. He does a figure 8 spin, and then he somehow gets the bow to his shoulder and goes into an upward stab. That doesn't seem to flow right though, I'm doing something wrong. All right, so here, let's see, figure 8. Maybe it's just like that. I feel like there should be an extra rotation though. Figure 8, nope, hold on. Figure 8, stab, or is it here? Here, here. Okay, so I rewatched the video and it is on the shoulder. Then from here, he goes back down into an X, like this with the right bow on top. And then he somehow, this boggles my mind, but he brings the bow up and around. No, that can't be right. What? One of his bows is on top, and then it goes up and around to like the left side, like this, but it doesn't feel correct. It feels too easy. Okay, so the right bow is on top, and then he lets go of his right hand and brings it over to the left, like that. I think that's correct. Then he somehow goes back to the right again, so it looks like a circle. So let's see, here, down, no, but the right hand's on top. So maybe he goes here, up and around to this side. Is that right? Okay, now this next part gets really interesting. So after he brings the bow up and around to the left side, which I think is, that doesn't look right. Hold on. Something like that. Anyways, he brings it back around to the front and then tosses the bow over his arm, this one here. If you are familiar with Creative Commas, there is this one trick called an illusion where you toss the comma over the other one, and it kind of reminds me of this bow trick here. This is hurting my brain. So after it goes around, like that, he goes back here, tosses it with the left, catches it with the left hand, and then I'm pretty sure from there, he does like a stab or something. It's just so weird how it all flows together. So cool, it's tough to figure out. So up and around, maybe to here, and then around like that, and then stab. I don't even know if I'm stabbing the right way. Okay, so let's try this again. So from here, it goes down this way, the right bow is on top, up and around to this side, toss the bow around, catch, stab. Honestly, by trying to teach myself double bow, I have so much respect for people that do double bow because these things are pretty long and they are not easy to spin and toss around, especially when you're trying to toss one of them over the other. It just feels like it gets in the way. So crazy. Anyways, from here, up and around to this side, toss over, up and around, toss over, catch, stab. One more time. From here, up and around, toss over the top, stab, just like that. I might be doing this completely wrong. I'm just trying to go through the video and figure it out myself. So let me know in the comments if you think I am doing this correct or if I am way off. And if I'm way off, give me some tips. And that's the entire combo. So now that I've broken that apart, piece by piece, I'm gonna try to put it all together. So let's try to figure it out. Okay, so the very first thing we did was a figure 8 wrist roll to the left, and we're doing 2 at the same time. So 1, 2, then it goes back to the right side, figure 8 wrist roll like this. So putting that all together, 1, 2, something like that. Left bow goes behind the back. Nope, I was wrong. Left bow tosses up in the air, right bow goes behind the back. Whoop. Toss and, I feel like I was doing this better earlier. Toss and behind, there you go. Now from here, it goes around the head, strike back to the right, around to the shoulder and down. Now release and then switch the grip, something like this. Then it was the figure 8 spin into the upward stab. I still don't think I'm doing that right. but I can't figure it out. So here, X, left palm is down, then up and over to this side, toss underneath. I don't think that was right. Toss underneath, catch, there we go, and then stab. So again, this way, toss, switch, around, strike, strike, overhead, X, switch, figure eight, up, oopsies, down, up and around, underneath. That's so weird. I gotta figure this out. I think that was a bit better. And stab. All right, so I think I have the combo kind of down and understood. So here's the final product. Take two. Of me trying to teach myself a double bow combo for the first time. And that is a wrap on this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed filming this video. I always enjoy making these kinds of videos for multiple reasons, but one of them is because I feel like it is very entertaining just to get to watch me try to learn something new. But also, at the same time, my hope is that this video can be interesting for you guys in the way that you guys get to see the process of how I personally learn new things, especially with learning combos and breaking them all down. If you are not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure to click that subscribe button so then you don't miss out on more content just like this. And as always, if there is any kind of specific content that you would like to see, make sure to let me know in the comments and maybe you'll see a video on it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.